Just look at that. That looks ridiculous. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ghastly Toy Crypt. I've got my buddy Dinobot Sludge here today, and I've actually picked up the upgrade kit for him. And that's what this video is going to be. We're going to do a little bit of a different video. I know I've done an upgrade kit video or two in the past, so I thought, you know what? Why don't we just switch it up a bit? So I picked up the DNA DK-36 upgrade kit for SS86-15, which is the Studio Series 86 Dinobot Sludge here. This guy, whenever he was released, there were a lot of complaints about loose joints, especially in his hips and in his knees. And there are some pieces in this kit that help with that. They're supposed to, I guess, give extra attention so he doesn't fall back or fall forward as easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to transform this guy, and we're going to open him right up and do some action figure surgery and see what we get out of this kit. Let's do it. Alright, so we have Sludge transformed into his robot mode, and just to kind of demonstrate how loose his knee joints are, this was the issue that people had with the figure. He's just he just goes ahead and takes a topple. So, I don't know if it's the same forward. I would assume it's the same forward. Nope, maybe not, just backwards. So just, boom, there we go. So we will go ahead, we'll put him off to the side right here, and bring in our upgrade kits. So let's take a look on the back. So we have his sword, a lot of the original 80, I think it was 83, 84. Dinobots came with a sword. These guys didn't, because they're supposed to be screen accurate to the cartoon. They never used their swords in the cartoon. At least I don't remember them using their swords in the cartoon. I'm fairly certain they only used their blasters. Either way, I digress. We have a few blast effects that plug into the dino mouth, and probably the port of his cannon here. We've got this piece right here, which will cover up a hollow space when he's in dino mode, right on the dinosaur chest area. And these are the parts that we are interested in right here, which will have to open up his little knee joints right here, and will add better clicks of articulation. And the final thing we have is just this ridiculous little googly eye effect. If you're a fan of the 1986 animated film, there was a scene where Devastator double hand smashes Sludge, and it makes his eyes bulge out of his head, which was it's like a couple of frames of animation, and it is just ridiculous. It doesn't fit the tone, the rest of the tone of the animated film, but I thought it was funny that the animators just snuck that in there. And I always noticed it as a kid, and I always thought that no one else saw it, but now, obviously, we've got our upgrade kit piece. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at it. Alright, so these are all of the small pieces right here. We can focus on that. I'm going to take him out of the frame just so we can focus. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing for the rest of the video. So here we go. These are the little pieces that we are concerned about for those clicks of articulation. And then we've got our translucent plastic sword, which is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that to be translucent. Our shield / chest piece, our blast effects, and the aforementioned googly eye. Just look at that. That looks ridiculous. Alright. And we have... Focus. Focus, damn it. Focus! Channel my inner Ultra Magnus. We've got our instructions. Because, as you can see, we will have to be performing some kind of action figure surgery. I did not go to school to be an action figure surgeon, so only practice action figure surgery from a licensed practitioner, and don't try this at home, I guess. I don't know. I just realized that I told you not to try it at home, and I am, in fact, trying it at home. So I don't take my advice for what it's worth. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. We're just, all right, we're gonna open this figure up. All right, so the first thing I've got to do is I have to unscrew these two screws right here to get to the ratchet joints on the inside of the hip there, and then I will eventually have to open either of these upper leg, thigh areas to get to the knee joints, to get to the ratchet joints there. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and film a little bit of it, but I feel like I don't need to sit here and film me unscrewing all of these screws. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, but these are the pieces that we want to get. And let me see if I can... Let me put these pieces out of the way, just so I can get the screen focused right here. So let's go ahead and see if we can get these ratchet pieces out. Alright, let's see. I don't want to ruin... There we go. And this is what I was doing. Get out of the shot. Right here. There you go. So that is what we want right there. So we have two of those, which you can't really see because of the angle of the camera, but I'll show you in a second. Now these right here are the important parts. So we're going to take one of these and fit it inside this little cavity right here. Come on, get in there. Alright, so we have our two, and we can now put them back in this piece right here. And we will then put this guy off to the side. Alright, so now I have to unscrew the thigh here, and there's another ratchet joint right there. And repeat the same process. Alright, there is our ratchet joint. So let's go ahead and get our little ratchet taken out. Aha! Look at that. Boom. Alright. Oh, these things are so tiny. Oh, that one just kind of went right in. There we go. Just gonna replace it right there. Go right back in. And look at that. It seemed pretty simple. And I will get this sealed back up. Yeah, I can already tell that that's a better ratchet joint. Alright, let's get this other leg done. I just hit the camera. Second leg, same as the first leg. Going right in there. Getting put back in there. Getting sealed back up. And there we go. I can already tell that is a much better ratchet joint. Alright, so let's put this guy back together. I think that is the most surgery that I'm going to have to do, so we will put his legs back together like so. Scoot the camera back. And we will go ahead and get his crotch put back together. All right, let's see. Yep, the hip joints were pretty good. Let's see what we got going on. All right, it's a little bit better. Not as better as I thought it would be, but it definitely is not as loose. So these are definitely a lot sturdier, but for some reason I was hoping that the knees would be just a little bit better. We're gonna move on to the wings right here, and I've got these special clips. Not too entirely sure what they're supposed to do, but you know what? We're going for it. All right, we are turning him around, and these clips are supposed to go right here. Right here in this area. Go away. Stay up there. You're supposed to go right here in this area. Let's see. Alright, so I had to wrestle with it off camera, but it's essentially this clamp that helps keep the little wing here, whenever he's in robot mode, stable. Has a tendency to pop off of the socket here, so that really just kind of helps it keep it in place. I don't know if it was needed. I've never had an issue with mine, but I'm going to go ahead and do the second one. It's a little tricky because you got to go in, or you got to go under, hook it in first, and then this part right here kind of fits right here in this cavity, if you can kind of see. But I'm going to wrestle with this one off camera again because that first one was a chore. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the surgery part. Everything else is just fun pieces we put together. So let's go ahead first and take a look at this hollow gap piece. So this piece is going to go on the chest whenever he is in dinosaur mode, but when it is not in dinosaur mode, when it is in robot mode, it also comes with this piece right here where you can just plug it in, and then it becomes it's kind of like a shield accessory. I know that a lot of people out there might call something like this parts forming. Stuff like that never really bothered me personally, but I don't know. I think it's a fun extra accessory, and this guy, let's face it, he's probably going to be in dyno mode for the majority of the time. So this being a plug-in piece to hide a chest cavity, hollow gap, I'm fine with. But the other thing he came with is the sweet sword that the original 84, 85 figures, I can't remember, they came out in I think they came out in 84. Figures came with. A lot of them used them on the show or the movie. I can't remember all of the details of every Dinobot episode, but the toys came with this. And I know that that was a big thing that a lot of people said, was that they were bummed that they didn't come with these swords, but the point of the Studio Series, again, is to have screen accurate figures. And there we go. If we can get them posed with the sword, there we go. Look at that. And those knee joints are actually doing their job right there. So we can have him kind of swinging his sword back over his head. Maybe he's going to come down at you. So not too shabby. I like that. All of the other accessories that I have here are for his dyno mode. So let's go ahead and get this guy transformed into his dyno mode and take a look at these blast effects and this really ridiculous googly eye effect. I'm not going to film me transforming him, so you'll see it in the next clip. Alright, so we have him transformed back into his dino form here. Let's go ahead and plug this in. So we just come around here, we go ahead and we just twist that handle, and he's got a little port right here, and if you look right there, he's got a peg, and it just pegs right on there, and that's what it looks like. Looks pretty good. I like how he kind of has the two-tone silver going on here. Kind of reminds me of that original 1980s figure, or that 1980s toy. And we also have a little bit of a two-tone going on right there, but yeah, I think it fills in that gap pretty nice. It would have been nice if it could go a little bit longer to kind of fill out over here, but you know what? I'm not mad at it, because he's just going to be sitting like this. Alright, so I was actually fiddling around with this guy, and I realized why they left the cavity there, so we'll go ahead and take this piece off first. And I forgot that that's where the gun storage goes, right there, and then we can take this piece and clip it back. So boom! Look at that. Nice and clean. There we go. And maybe like this. Alright, while I have this dude's mouth open like this, I want to show you these blast effects. So we have three. We've got this one, which goes to Sludge, but then we have this one right here, which goes to Grimlock, and we have this one right here, which goes to Slag, or Slug, depending on where you are in the world. So these actually will go right over here, and we will go ahead and plug this one in right here to see. There we go. Yeah. That looks pretty cool. I bet you when I get all of the other Dinobots in a row, adding these guys to the Dinobots will look pretty good. But for right now, we have this guy. The blast effect is in two different parts right here. We've got this right here, which kind of plugs into this, which plugs right there into the mouth. But we are going to move on to what I think is the most ridiculous accessory a toy can come with. And that is this ridiculous pair of googly eyes, which just goes and fits right over his head here. So let's go ahead and get these clipped on here. Look at that. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I can't stop laughing. It's so ridiculous. And to take them off, all you got to do is just slide them forward down the nose here. You got to put a little bit of pressure on it, but they come right off. Oh, that's a bummer. These things just peg in like that. So, I mean, I guess that's good so they don't break, but also kind of cheap. Either way, that's what he looks like. Alright, so that is the installation of the upgrade kit. I guess on a personal review, 1 out of 10. It's about a 6, 6.5, maybe a 7, I don't know. Some of those little rubber blocks didn't give as much tension to get rid of the loose leg joints as I had hoped. But I don't know, it's impossible to stay mad at this little guy when he looks like this. So, it's okay. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching. If you like what you saw, go ahead and leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're so inclined. I don't do many of these upgrade kit installation videos, but I do them whenever I find that they're interesting, and I wanted to do one for this guy because he had some of those issues that we had discussed earlier in the video. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll catch you in the next one. See you real soon. Stay spooky.